Oh boy, Independence Day. You might as well just call it the 4th of July. Like, don't use the word independence because we have declared independence from nobody. Nothing has changed. Great Britain, yeah, we declared, independence from them. Got in a big fight, declared our independence, and now once again the same powers that were controlling Britain then are still in control today. It's called the bankers. It's always the bankers, always has been throughout all of history. Who do you think advises the kings and queens of the past? You think the king and queen make their own decisions by themselves? No, they got to have information. And who's providing them the information? Well, their most trusted, prestigious advisors who just happen to be in the banking industry. Always. And even if they're not, you get a banker to put someone in a position of power where he's advising the king or the queen or the president, nowadays presidents, right? You can still accomplish the same thing. So you can put your little minion in there, tell the minion what to tell the president, and president, like our own Barack Obama, knows nothing about anything. You saw the teleprompter, as they call it, the teleprompter in chief. This guy's got everybody beat. As soon as that thing turned off, just dead silence. Be right in the middle of this great speech, and I'm gonna, healthcare, we're gonna, and then it cuts off. And then all right. Hold on, hold on. Nobody's even saying anything. It's dead. You can hear crickets. Dead silence. Oh, hold on. Yeah, hold on. In other words, I'm buying time, bozos. Turn the freaking teleprompter back on, for God's sakes. So, back when George Washington and the boys were in power, and again, after they signed the Constitution, all that, they said, what'd you guys come up with? Well, a republic, if you can keep it. Why did they throw that in there? Why did they throw in if you can keep it? Now, that's interesting. That's a hell of a comment for someone to make over 230-something years ago. We formed a republic form of government if you can keep it. And which turned into simple democracy. We got to wave that flag. Oh, everybody needs democracy. Which means you can buy out anybody, pay off anybody, and get your way, which is clearly where we're at today. So, you'll have to pardon me if I'm not too ecstatic, not too excited about the 4th of July. Other than I did get the day off today. So I'm actually pretty excited about that. But I still went to work anyways because I was working on a server. So I was over there for like 3 or 4 hours today total. But that was more 4th of July worthy than the real cost, because it's supposed to be Independence Day. It's supposed to be celebration of getting away from this tyranny of an oppressive government from Britain, only to be found that we've replaced it with something even worse, this fake two-party system where they think you've got to vote. I love reading comments all over the internet about anything that becomes political, which is most everything nowadays. And you'll see that one, not even one, but you'll start reading, and right away, very quickly, you'll see that one comment about, the Republicans did that, or the Democrats did. When you see anybody reply anywhere, whether it's someone talking to you or physically, writing on the internet, and it starts with the Republicans or the Democrat, as soon as it starts with that, or that word is anywhere in there, they are so uninformed that skip there. Find their name. What's their screen name? Okay, any comment from that screen name, just skip it. Completely irrelevant. Because they don't understand the two-party system is one party. It's one coin with two sides, right? Just like a quarter. I love this one because this is actually 90% silver. And even though it says 25 cents, it's actually worth several dollars, like $5 or $6, easy. What? How's a quarter worth? Because it's 90% silver. Exactly. Two sides, right? Heads, tails. Two sides of the same coin. So when people start that crap, you already know they're doing what the system has programmed them to do, and how to react and what to say. The Democrats will be all over that. The Republicans, but they wouldn't stand for that. Right. If that's the case, why are the Republicans all over the birth certificate issue with Obama? Which, by the way, according to something I heard today on a radio show, actually, this new breaking news from Arpaio Sheriff, the cold case posse sheriff who's been investigating this birth certificate, has some new breaking news for the 16th or 17th of July. And, sources say, gotta love that one, that they found the guy who created the fake digital birth certificate that they put on the White House, and they've questioned him already. Can't wait to see how that goes. But again, Republicans and the rest of them, not a sound, not a peep. They could be all over that if they wanted to, but they're not. And maybe if this does gain ground, maybe they'll start to jump on that bandwagon just for the hell of it. And again, all the money that was behind Barack Obama, Goldman Sachs, J.P. Morgan, Bank of America, Citigroup, except all the big banks, top to bottom. Guess who's backing Mitt Romney? It's the same who's list that was backing Barack Obama. So now Mitt Romney has the same bankers backing him. Do you think for 1 second, and I hope you do, I hope you think that, oh, we'll get a Republican back in there, oh, he'll fix things, he'll at least not be as bad as Barack Obama. And the things that you'll focus on to say that will be stupid things like healthcare, or he changed this, he got rid of a healthcare or something, which is actually irrelevant. Are the bankers still in power? Yeah. Did any of them go to jail? No. Even after this LIBOR scandal, international or worldwide international interest rates, which come to the tunes of hundreds of trillions of dollars, that they're rigging. That's the biggest. That should be, and it may end up being, but it should be right now the largest story in the history of the world at this point. The rigging of that LIBOR, because one other thing that gets affected is gold lease exchange rates on gold, which is interesting. So, I read this crap on news, blogs, CNN, celebrating the 4th of July. Looks like some backwoods country, town here. A boy rides a small electric car up and down the street during Independence Day parade in Centerville, Texas on Wednesday, July 4th. This year marks the 236th anniversary of the United States declaring itself independent from Great Britain. Well, it wasn't necessarily Great Britain, although that's what our history book tells us. It was the system, the banker system that we declared independence from, and their taxation, the whole thing. And here we are, right back in even worse condition than actually then, believe that or not. So we go to the next one. Young members of Uncle Sam's band play kazoos during the annual Independence Day parade in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. Boy, good old times. Chefs prepare stars and stripes, desserts. I think I got a new theme song for Independence Day, because all I seem to see is a bunch of backwoods, uneducated people waving that flag that don't even know why they're even waving that flag in the beginning, or to begin with. It's the 4th of July. There's flags everywhere. There's fireworks going off. I'm just going to go out there and do it. But what does it really represent? And sometimes you'll get lucky. Well, independence from Great Britain at the time. Britain. Yeah, but what else? I mean, what's at the core of it? The banking system. The taxing system that was in place back then, which has slowly crept right back in, got the central bank right back in over here, and they realized, why even fight? Why even wage a war to get our way? We'll just instill stealthily a central bank, we'll control it, and we'll gain control of America stealthily. That's what we're gained independence from, and then shortly thereafter, 1800s roll around, and next thing you know, another central bank's put in place, it gets abolished, another central bank pops up, 1913 comes around, the central bank of all central banks. Here's the new theme song. Ready? You wanna salute or put your hand over your heart, sing a 4th of July tune. Because this is such a joke that this is gonna be the new theme song for America in the near future. That's going to be the new theme song. That, or maybe like, Sanford and Son. But maybe Sanford and Son's more appropriate for where our country's heading. You know, again, forgive me if I'm not all ecstatic about, you know, July 4th, Independence Day. There's nothing to celebrate. I mean, honestly, except for me taking the day off. I got a free paid day off at work, man. Appreciate that, boss and you know, vice president. Appreciate that, man. That's the only thing. The rest of the world calls it July 4th, Independence Day, and you should be thankful. And you got all these freedoms. You've been reading these executive orders. You've been reading what's in the healthcare bill that had nothing to do with healthcare. Most of it had nothing to do with healthcare. Yeah, anybody read it? No, I don't have time. I don't got time. How about the really important executive order that I read pretty much the whole thing on March 16th, I believe, this year, 2012. Extremely important executive order, and that's after the NDAA, National Defense Bill, was you know, passed by a president. I don't like some of these things in here, but I'm going to go ahead and pass it. Of course you are, because the club told you to. They wrote it. You're going to, and Congress put it forward. You're going to sign it. Don't give me that crap. You don't like some of the things in it, but I'm going to do it anyways. Right. We already knew you were going to. And then after that, we have this other executive order. March 16th, I believe, was the date, 2012. I did a video on it, read it pretty much verbatim. I've left out very little of that thing. So, you know, Independence Day. There's going to be another 4th of July, and it may end up being another day in another month when we do it again and we celebrate our independence from this new thing we've got here. That could be months away, it could be years away. There's no telling, but it's coming for sure. So it's just ridiculous, you know. 4th of July, yeah. I see fireworks stands everywhere. My wife's like, shouldn't we just stop at least get some sparklers or something for the kids? You know, we have 2 6-year-olds and a 3-year-old, and one of the 6-year-old's friends is spending the night tonight. I'm just thinking, you know, I see these fireworks stands, and that noise and the bright colors in the sky, that's supposed to represent cannons and gunfire of how we got our independence in the first place. You know, so I see it. It's just like it's become a joke. It's just become a day for people to go out and buy fireworks and set them off and have a good time. And I'm all for having a good time. Trust me, I'm all for, hey, man, you want to have a grill out every now and then? I'd go, my boss would invite me over on something like a day like this. He's cooking out, you know, fantastic grillsman, if you will. And, you know, hell yeah, I'm coming. You know, bring the family. All right, no problem. We come, we hang out. Man, it's a good time. It's one of those days. But at the core of it, in the back of my mind, like 4th of July, freedom, Independence Day. The hell are we celebrating? What are we doing? It's, you know, it's almost like church. All right, we're going to church on Sunday. Let me get my church clothes. Let me get my church attire on. What are you talking about Sunday? Doesn't the Bible talk about going to church on Saturday, Sabbath? Well, yeah. What the hell are you doing? Oh, we just changed the date. It doesn't matter. We're still celebrating. Who authorized you? The King James version of the Bible did not authorize you to change the date? Did it authorize any religious entity to change the date? Well, no, etc. You get my point. So that's become, you know, Americans or humans in general, whatever, this age, this period, we just change. Doesn't fit our schedule. We just change it. Doesn't mean anything. We just change it. 4th of July, that doesn't mean anything. There's no independence. We're just going out to blast off some fireworks. And if I turn on the old police radio, I probably hear all kinds of crap coming over the airwaves all night long. Someone burning their hand, blowing off a finger. You know what? Let them be sheep, as I did that old song I did, remix. Let them be sheep. If you haven't heard that one, go look it up on YouTube. Anyways, take care.